Ate Dayan?
Hello? Yes, no.
Ayan. Shall we start na po ba? Or let's wait.
Ayan. So, hello everyone. Good afternoon. So, I think everyone is ready. So, I now open the floor to the screen to our teka lang naman. Okay, to our Master of Ceremony for this afternoon, our IPP, John Noel Lopez, and Professional Service Director, Carl Bugarin.
Ayun, so namatay yung aking laptop. Hi po ma'am, good afternoon. Carl, are you ready po?
Yes,
What
good
happened to
afternoon.
my cam?
Good afternoon po sa lahat na naririto para sa isa namang makabuluhang talakayan tungkol sa ating project. No?
All right.
Once again, the Rotaract Club of Carmona and the Rotaract Club of Cavite Aguinaldo welcomes you in our project NOE entitled Communication, Speak, Share, Pay Attention, and Engage to Acquire Knowledge, Session 2 with the theme of Importance of English in the Workplace. And by this juncture, I would like to call our LCP, Diana Rose Rivera Peralta, to call order.
So, by the power vested upon me as the life-changing president of the Rotaract Club of Carmona, sponsored by the Rotary Club of Carmona, District 3810 Philippines, I now call this project NOE Communication Speak with topic of the importance of English in the workplace to order.
And I would like to call also LCP Christian Santos to call to order.
Hello, JC. Are you there pa? Or any connection pa po?
I think he's fixing something pa. So can we, ano na po?
Okay, go ahead na daw. Nagre-reconnect lang siya. Okay.
Okay, thank you, LCP Diana Rose. And by this juncture, I would like to encourage everyone to have our prayer and national anthem by audio-visual presentation.
The Lord. In the name of the Father, let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. We praise you and worship you today. You are exalted in our midst. We ask forgiveness for every sins we have done. Have mercy on us, our Father. As we start our program today, let your guidance and protection be upon us. Send your Spirit to us and give us wisdom. We thank you for all the blessings we have received. We also thank you for the lives of the people in this place. Be glorified in everything we do. In your name we pray, amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, helas ng sinangalan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay, lupang hinirang,
Okay, at this very moment, IPP John Noel Lopez will recite our four-way test and also to acknowledge the participants for today's session.
Okay, thank you, Carl. So the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Number one, it is the truth.
Is it the truth?
Number two, it's fair to all concerned.
Is it fair to all concerned?
Number three, will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it build goodwill and better
And
friendships?
number four, will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
All right, thank you. So please allow me again to acknowledge our participants for our today's event. So I can stop my sharing first po muna para makita ko lahat ng ating mga nagagandahan at nagagwapuhang mga participants sa ating event ngayong araw. So please po, can you open your camera po kung okay lang po, kahit ngayon lang po bago tayo mag-start, let's have a photo opportunity din po at ma-acknowledge po ang bawat isa sa atin. So nakakatawa po kahit po Sunday today at talagang family day at madami tayong ginagawa ay umabot tayo ng 26,000 participant. Nakakatawa naman, 26,000 tayo. So, to acknowledge our participants, let's start with our twin club and friendship clubs and other president and other member of other clubs from different clubs. Let's start with Rotaract Club of Asiana, Manila. I think siya yung unang-unang nag-join. Nasa waiting room. Siya yung kanina pang nasa waiting room. Hello po, Ma'am Julie. Ma'am Judil. Ayan. And our LCP from different clubs. Let's start with, ayun, wait lang pa, hindi ko makita. Okay. Okay, let's start with our LCP from LCP John Dominic Rolo. Hi po. Hi, Kuya. Hello po. And also from LCP, Chloe Louis Say from RAC DLSU. LCP Diana Casio from Rotaract Club of Manila Metro. LCP Gerald from RAC Raha Sulaiman Volunteers. LCP Greg from RAC Metro Iloilo District 3850. LCP JM from RAC Manila Bay. LCP John Dominic Rolo, yan nasabi ko na po kanina. LCP Lala from Rotaract Club of CBSU Rosario. LCP Larry from RAC San Jose. Meron pa po ba ako na-miss na LCP pa na LCP pa? Ayan. Okay, from other club din po, Miss Julie Assistin Mesde. Hi po. Ma'am Joy, hello po, Miss Joy. And also from the DRR of our District 3810, DRR Leia Camille Cruz. Hi, Ate Leia.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon po. Sir Gerald Monsales. Hi, sir. Ang hirap palang tumingin sa maliit.
Hello po.
Okay. Hello po. Ayan. From our club naman po, let's start with our President LCP Diana Rose Peralta. Good afternoon po, Ate Diane. Our officer and member, let's start with Gab, Catherine Gabia. Ayan. Carl James Bugarin. Rotaractor Julius. Director Micaela May. Francisco. Director John Kenneth Marqueses. Miss Maria Kelaine Balinas. And ito, Sir Rosel Arbonida, parang kaka-join lang ni Sir. Ayan, hi po. And also ang acting LCP from Cavite Aguinaldo, LCP JC Santos. At syempre ang ating guest speaker for today's event, Miss Marissa Balidoy. At later makikilala pa po natin siya po. Hello po. And yours truly, IPP John Noel Lopez po. Ayan, so thank you. And then kung may na-miss po ako, ay acknowledge ko na lang po later. Thank you.
Ayan, thank you IPP Noe. Syempre naman, bago natin simulan itong araw natin ngayong hapon na to, syempre alam kong magkakaroon tayo ng maraming information. And bago ang lahat, syempre, galaw-galaw muna tayo, no? I-start natin yung motivation natin sa hapong ito. At parang bigyan daan nito, no? tatawagin ko ulit ang IPP Noe ng Rotaract Club of Carmona para sa ating icebreaker.
Okay, so thank you. Ako po ulit. So, icebreaker po muna tayo. Mabilis na icebreaker lang para na mas mag-enjoy naman po tayo bago mag-start ang ating speaker. So, mabilis lang po itong icebreaker natin. So, tara na po. So, tulungan niyo po ako or let's be participant po. Maging participate po tayo dito sa ating event po natin, sa ating icebreaker po. So, using our chat box po ay pwede natin gamitin po yung pagsagot sa ating icebreaker po. So sa icebreaker natin, ayan, so wait lang po. Ayan, sa icebreaker po natin ay gagamit tayo ng chat natin dito sa Zoom chat po natin para i-type yung ating kasagutan. So ito po yung ating mechanics. So we all know naman ay malapit na ang araw ng mga patay. At I know ay madami na naman po ditong nag-ghost or madami naman po ditong nagdadalamhati kung iba't iba po. Hi! Parang relate, relate. So for our icebreaker for today, ito po yung ating
Hugot mo yarn.
hugot yarn. So ang ating pong title po ay The Missing. Sa bagay, may mga bagay po talaga sa mundo na nawawala. Tapos kung kailan nawala, doon po natin sila hahanap-hanap. DRR, may gusto ko po bang sabihin? Kailangan mo ng
Hugot mo
tubig.
yarn.
Uminom po kayo ng tubig. So for icebreaker, ito po ang ating mechanics. Number 1, each member will be going to see a group of image or pictures related to Halloween o sa araw ng mga patay po or sa Halloween party din po. Once the group of pictures shown, participant will have 10 seconds to memorize the picture. After 10 seconds, new slide with the same group of image will be presented, but some of the pictures are missing. So each member or each participant will now be going to identify based from the group of pictures what is missing. The group that the member or the participant the correct answer receive the corresponding point. So each correct guess is equivalent of 1 point. So dito na lang po, paunahan na lang po tayo. Kung sino po ang makatama at unang makatama po nung nawawala, ay siya po ang makakakuha ng kapuntos. So kung sino po ang pinakamaraming makakuha ng points after the 5 round, ay makakakuha po ng nagtataginting Ate Dayan. Magkano po yung ating papremyo for this mechanics po natin? Ay, from this icebreaker.
Okay, so
Kailangan natin pag-usapan, ate.
100,000 char. 100 pesos worth of GCash.
Wow, wow,
Wala ka GCash. Wave na lang.
Wait. Wow, napakalaging alaki na pang load na din 'yon 'no, ng isang linggo or more than pa. Okay, so nagets po ang ating mechanics. So magpapakita po ako dito ng pictures tapos sa oras po na allotted time po natin ng 10 seconds, kailangan po familiarize po tayo dun sa picture na po iyon. So after that 10 seconds po ay magne-next po ako for the next picture. Same picture pa rin po siya pero may nawawala po. Either isa pong picture or isa pong object po dun sa picture na pinakita ko po nung una. And then using our chat box, i-type nyo po doon kung ano yung nawawala. Either words po nung ano pong pangalan, ano po yung nawawala or I think ay familiar naman po kayo dun sa mga makikita nyo. So alam nyo kung anong tawag po sa kanila. So kung sino po ang unang makatama po ng sagot ay siya po ang makakapuna ng points po. Okay, let's start na po. Give me type 1 nga po muna sa ating Zoom chat kung ready na po tayo at alam po natin yung gagawin natin. Wow, napaka-active naman po pala. So ayan po, kinakabahan po tuloy ako. Akala ko wala po kayo dyan. So akala ko kayo na po yung nawala. So hanapin po wala po namin kayo. Pero I think andyan kayong lahat. Ayan, thank you po. So let's start with round number 1. Ito po Ayan, so question, are you ready? Ayan. Okay, so this is the round 1. You have, ayan, you have 10 seconds and then 10 seconds start now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay? All right. Okay. So paunahan tayo, ano kaya yung nawawala? The pictures dun sa ating sa slide natin kanina. Dito based this sa picture, what is the missing book kaya? Ayun, ang bilis. So thank you. So I think I may may nakatama po agad. So unang-una po, Ate Dayan, can you ano po, record? So the correct answer po is pumpkin. Wow, ang galing naman po. Alright, so pumpkin po yung nawawala. So kanina, ayan po yung picture, ito po yung pumpkin. So nasa left side po, sa lower part po. Tapos dito po sa nawawala po, which is yung pumpkin na po. I think ayan. Wrong spelling no is wrong. I-type pala, haha. Opo, LCP Lala, ita-type po. Pwede nyo din itawag sa messenger. Kayo po bahala. Okay lang kahit English or Tagalog. Wala po tayo doon. Basta makipag-communicate po tayo, either kahit anong lingwahe yan. Basta naiintindihan natin. Go lang po. Okay, thank you. Akala ko yung jack or lantern. So, meron na tayo nakakuha ng tamang kasagutan. I think ang tumama ay si LCPJM from Rock Manila Bay. Tama ba? Pareho ba tayo, Ate Dayan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, ate. Okay, I think alam na ng lahat. Kasi kanina nangangapa pa kung anong gagawin. So, using our chat box po, i-type po yung ating kasagutan. Okay, ready na po tayo sa round 2? Habol po tayo, bilisan natin mag-type. This is the round 2. Alright, this is the round 2. 10 seconds, start now. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Time's up. Okay, ready na po ba? Okay. Alright, what is the missing? Ang gagaling. Wow! Ang bilis naman. Ang galinaw naman ng mata natin. Okay, so ang dami, halos lahat tumatama. Pero yung nauna, yung ating kukunin. Ayan. So ang una natin ay si Maria Kilaine Balinas. Ayan. Mukhang malinaw pa ang mata neto ni Ma'am Elaine. Hello po. Ayan. Bawal kumarap. Yes. Parang wala nagbago. Ala, meron po yan. Okay, so ang tamang kasagutan po ay yung or sa may trick or treat. Ayan. So yung ay na, pindot ko na po for the next. Okay. So, ayan po, yung or, yung trick or treat dito po sa my right side. So, nawala po yung or. So, ang linaw po ng mata nung una natin. At ang bilis mag-type ha. Okay, from next round, so meron na tayong 1 point from LCPJM and then 1 point from ating Rotaractor Elaine. Okay, round 3. Round 3 na tayo. Ayan. Pahirapan natin ng konti. Okay. So, chika-chika muna ako para matagal yung oras niya. Okay, hindi. Okay, so start na po tayo sa timer natin. 10 seconds. Start now. Tignan mabuti kung ano yung nawawala dyan mamaya. Pahirapan natin ng konti. Ayan. 5, 4, 3, nakikisama yung timer. Humihinto yung timer para daw mas madami pang time sa tumitig. Okay, time's up. Okay, bilisan natin. Ano kaya? And tadang. Ano kaya ang nawala? Okay, wala. Ayun, wow, naghahabulan yung dalawa pero mas nauna pa rin talaga. Ayan, ang gagaling naman. Okay, ang bilis naman. Akala ko mahihirapan. Okay, so ang tama pong kasagutan ay tama pa rin po yung unang nag-type, si Maria Elaine Balinas. So ang tama po ay yung spider sa may lower part, right side po ng lower part, yung sa knee po. Ay, tama, tuhod. Sa may, ayun pa, tuhod ng zombie, ay yung monster na yan. And then yung spider na kasabit ay nawala. Ayun. So siya yung nawala. So thank you po. So this round, ang nakakuha po ng points ay si Ma'am Kilaine Balinas. Okay, round 4. Okay, round 4. And pahirapan natin ng konti. Okay. Timer, start now. 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Okay. Oh, ano kaya yung nawala? What is the missing? May mga sagot na. Ba't pa kasi hinahanap yung nawawala? Ewan ko din. Bakit pa nga ba hinahanap yung nawawala? Umalis na nga sila, di ba? Iniwan na nga tayo.
Para malaman kung bakit sila nawala.
Sabagay. Kasi hindi natin masasabi na mahalaga sila sa atin kung hindi sila nawala. Ewan ko. Ewan ko. Candy? Candy ba? Mahirap tong round na 'to. Ito yung pinakamahirap na round. Itong round 4. Hanggang dito na lang po tayo. Last round na lang po ito kasi tapos na po yung oras ko. So this is the last round na lang po. Nose? Wrong? Hindi po. Tooth. Wow! Tama. Tama po si Gab. Yung tooth po. Yan. Ayan, si Ma'am Jelina humabol. Pangil. So tama po, yung ngipin po yung nawawala. Kasi po dito, tingnan natin nasa center na ngipin. Ayan, dito po kompleto po yung ngipin niya. And then dito sa na-missing, nawala na po yung nasa right side niya pong parte ng ngipin. Ayan, nawala po. Okay, for this round, ang tamama po ay, yes, kakakain ng candy yan. Talaga ba, LCP Lala? Kakindi, kaka-Starbucks. Starbucks pala. Okay, thank you everyone sa pag-participate sa ating game. So I think may nanalo, ate. Tama? Ate Dayan?
Yes, may nanalo na ng 100,000. Pa-Starbucks ka naman, Kay. Our Rotaract
Napakalaki nun,
Rotaract Club of Carmona, Kelaine. So, thank you for participating.
Ayan.
Congrats.
Ayan, thank you po sa
And-
lahat nag-participate. Okay pa, thank
Ayan
you.
ako. Yan, congrats po sa nanalo at sa ating lahat at talaga naman na buhayan na tayo. At sa pagkakataong ito, si LCP Diana Rose Peralta-Rivera magbibigay ng kanyang welcome remarks para sa ating session for today.
So again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for gracing us today. For all my classmates from different clubs, the LCPs, Rotaractors from other district, to our sister club and friendship club, to our Rotaractors, of course, interactors, and a very supportive DRR. Thank you for having us tonight, for giving your time available for this moment. So, hindi ko na pahahabain pa. Sana mag-enjoy tayo, may matutunan tayo. This is a project No-E, so know and execute. So, after knowing this topic, after learning for this session, let's execute it as a student, as a young professional, as a teacher, and yan. Sana magamit natin to and let's just enjoy the entire session and participate and enjoy this. Thank you.
Ayan, thank you LCP Diana. And for this juncture, I would like to call LCP JC Santos to introduce our guest speaker for today.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me? Live po tayo ngayon sa Dubai. I'm just kidding. No, we're here at live at Manila. Thank you so much, Brother Noe. Let me introduce to you our very own speaker for the day. Actually, she's one of the well-known media personalities, the lady behind the scene of several television shows that you watch as a producer, at the same time turned professor, and now a YouTube content creator who works for the broadcasting industry for several decades, specifically with TV5 and IBC 13. She is a well-skilled individual in communication, broadcast journalism, English, and management. At the same time, this lady, this wonderful professor of mine, this also has a credentials in bachelor's degree in major in journalism. At the same time, master's degree and a PhD degree for broadcast communication. All taken under the College of Mass Communications in University of the Philippines, Diliman, Quezon City. All right, let's give a one round of applause to Miss Marissa Balidoy. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
Hello po. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Hello po.
Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Thank you for inviting me to this special event. Thank you, JC and Diane.
You're always welcome, ma'am. All right. I think, classmate, Diane, I think let's give the floor to our guest speaker for today. Ma'am, Marissa, it's so nice to see you. Actually, ladies and gentlemen, konting backgrounder po, mga kaibigan. The reason why kung bakit po tayo nandito, ba't po ako nandito specifically on communications because of this wonderful professor of mine. She's actually a professor from De La Salle University, Das Marinas. Magaling po yan. Just mean, kung dahil gumaling po ako sa aking pag-English, spoken in dollar. Just kidding. No? Gagaling din po tayo kay Ma'am Marissa. Actually, today, she's tama ba? This also will be live. So, on her YouTube and Facebook page, this will also be shared. So, stay tuned po tayo. So, dapat ang ating mga smiles at ating mga grammar in English, no? Will be good because this will be online in the following days. All right, Ma'am Marissa, please take the floor.
Yes, I'll try to upload this after this webinar. Okay, so will I share my screen now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes po.
Okay. Okay. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes po, ma'am.
Ma'am, clear po.
Okay. So the topic for our webinar for today is importance of English in the workplace. Okay. Do you think English is important in your workplace?
Yes, ma'am.
You type yes or no if you don't agree in the chat box. Okay. And then let me know what you are doing. What's your job? If you are an employee or if you're a student, type what course you are taking. Okay. So do you think learning English is worth all your effort, time, energy, and money? Who already tried enrolling in an English course here? Noe already tried? You could use the reaction there in Zoom. Okay. So Noe and Lay. Okay. So you can speak, okay, if you want to answer. So was it worth your while, Noe and Lay?
Yes po, ma'am.
Did you enjoy it?
Yes po.
So did you learn a lot from the course? Was it a short course?
Yes po.
Where did you take it?
Sa TESDA po ako, ma'am. Sa ano po, yung English proficiency po last year po bago mag-pandemic. Kaso bigla po ito po yung transition na magpa-pandemic na, kaya po yung kalahati po nung parang nangangapa po kung paano po tatapusin yung course. Kaya po I think hindi ko na-enjoy totally yung kabuuang course niya kasi biglang nag-pandemic po.
Okay. What about you, Lay? Can you unmute, Lay?
Yes po, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Did you enjoy your English course?
Actually, it's just a seminar given by all the teachers when I was just starting. It's a 3-day program. And I guess I enjoy because I learn a lot on how I can be able to deliver good way of presenting myself and using good grammar. Ganun. Emerald. Sorry lang.
Okay. Thank you for sharing, Noe and Lay. Okay, so as you well know, English can open a lot of doors for you. It could really open a lot of doors for you. I don't know if you have experiences where English made your life very special. You met a lot of friends because of that. Or you had a special experience, other experiences attributable to English. It could open doors to opportunities for you. And let's see how English will do this, okay? So what are the reasons why English is very important in the 21st century workplace? So let's find out. Okay. Do you agree that English is the language of choice around the world? Imagine 130 nations around the globe consider English as their first or second language. And there are 6,500 languages. And English is the most spoken language. Today, the world population is 7.9 billion. That's according to the UN. That's October 2021 stat, okay? And also from Worldometer. Imagine 1.35 billion people worldwide speak English as a first or second language. It's more than the number of people speaking Mandarin Chinese, which is 1.12 billion. And those speaking Hindi is only 600 million. Those speaking Spanish is 543 million. And those speaking Arabic is 274 million. The source here is statista.com. Imagine that, 1.35 billion. What about in the Philippines? Now the population here is 110.8 million. That's the estimate for 2021, for the year 2021. I got the statistics from POPCOM, Commission on Population and Development, and Philippine Statistical Authority, and Translators Without Borders. Now our functional, that's 2019, our functional literacy rate was 91.6%. And imagine the languages being spoken here in the Philippines is 120 to 175 languages. That's a lot, right? And out of the 110.8 million population here in the Philippines, 14 million Filipinos are speaking in English. Imagine that. 110.8 million and 14 million are speaking the English language. Okay. So English is the lingua franca in international business. It is the dominant language of trade. What do we mean by lingua franca? It means common knowledge, common language. Okay. An executive in Pakistan Telecommunications Company Limited, Ghadir Ali Shah, said English is the only language that is globally understood. Having employees with little or no English language skills is a barrier. Overcoming this barrier can only be done by recruiting staff having knowledge of the language. So can you see from what Gadir Ali Shah said? It is a barrier if you don't know how to speak the English language. So it is very, very important. And you'll find out later why Gadir said this. Okay. Imagine, we have a lot of multinational companies here in the Philippines, right? Approximately 52% of the MNCs or the multinationals use English for some capacity of cross-border work. What do we mean by cross-border work? When we say multinationals or MNCs, they are based in different countries, okay? So what do we need? What do we need if they're based in different countries? You need English in order to understand each other, right? So this was said by Tsedal Neely, Professor Tsedal Neely, an associate professor from Harvard Business School. Okay, Tsedal Neely is also the author of The Language of Global Success. So do you agree with this statement? Big corporations, governments, nonprofit and non-governmental organizations, multinational companies use English. So can you see the depth that English is being used today? Big corporations. Okay, let's see what corporations are those. So here are the companies, global companies, we call them global companies with English-only corporate policy. We have Airbus, which is a giant in the aerospace industry. We also have Samsung, Pepsi, Google. So the companies you see here are, some are multinational corporations, MNCs. We have Nokia from Finland, Siemens from Germany. We have Honda, Daimler, Chrysler, Heineken, okay, which produces beer, right? Renault, which is an automobile corporation. We also have SAP. We have Microsoft. You know Microsoft, right? Founder is Bill Gates. We have Technicolor. We also have fast retailing company like this Uniqlo. You know Uniqlo, right? Uniqlo is under this, fast retailing. And we have Rakuten, which is a Japanese corporation. Okay, it's an e-commerce giant. So Rakuten implemented the English-only policy. Rakuten was founded by Hiroshi Mikitani, or Miki Mikitani. He's also from Harvard. Okay, so Miki Mikitani saw the wisdom in implementing English only in his company. Okay, and the company reaped a lot of fruit because of this. Okay. So what did Miki Mikitani say? He said, we have to be one team. That is why I want everyone to be able to communicate in English. Of course, I'm not saying it has to be perfect English. I, for one, make many grammatical errors. Imagine that Mikitani is what? Is from Harvard, and he's admitting that he's committing grammatical errors. And that is fine. Okay, and he also said, that's fine. I don't worry about it. As long as we can understand each other, we don't need native English to do great things together, which is quite true, right? So that's a great leader there. Although there was resistance in the company because of the policy, Mikitani called the policy Englishnization. Englishnization. Okay, so there were employees who did not like his policy. But Mikitani saw that he has to do it. It's very important for the development, for the progress of the company. So he implemented it. Okay. And imagine SoftBank, which is a mobile phone company in Japan, introduced an incentive scheme. Okay, the employees will be awarded 1 million yen if they will score 900 out of the perfect 990 points on the test of English for international communication, or TOEIC. Imagine being rewarded or being awarded because of scoring high in a proficiency exam. Do you like that? Would you like that? I would. Very much. Okay, so this is from Rain of Beyond Grammar. Okay, and we also have Elizabeta Shkurina. Oh, this it's very difficult to pronounce. A writer. She said, businesses are accommodating the global demand course as reflected on LinkedIn, which this is very true. Okay, do you have a LinkedIn account? Who has a LinkedIn account? You don't have a LinkedIn account? Me. Ah, okay. Noe has a LinkedIn account. Lei has a LinkedIn account. Who else? No more? No more? You should try accessing LinkedIn, okay? You'll find there that what? They post a lot of job openings. Okay, so this writer, Elizabeta, said companies like Google, Volkswagen of America, and Nintendo, among others, are posting over 100,000 worldwide job openings on a weekly basis. Imagine that, on a weekly basis, all of which require the knowledge of the business language. When we say business language here, it means what? It means English. Did you get that? Okay. Imagine Gerald Vincent Bancroft, who's also an author. Okay. He said that over 95% of employers in many nations, in many countries, where the English language is not an official language, such as Belgium, Germany, Italy, Portugal, and Switzerland, they think English is very, very, very important. Okay. English can help you grow your business. Who has a business here? Who owns a business? Kilaine is smiling. Do you have a business, Kilaine? And Noe?
Small business lang, ma'am.
What kind of business?
Dishwashing liquid po.
Oh, wow. So you're selling a lot, because that's a very important, that's a necessity for households, right?
Yes po.
Who else? Who else has a business? So how can English help you grow your business? Let's see. Okay. It could help you expand your business geographically. You already see that, right? You saw the big corporations. They were able to expand their business in different parts of the world. Okay. Second, you will be able to win clients and customers. How will you be able to win clients and customers? because you know how to speak the language of business, which is English. Okay, it will be easy for you to communicate. It will be easy for you to get your message across. Okay. Next, your customers will be more satisfied and loyal. Of course, they will be satisfied and loyal because you know how to cater to their needs, right? English will help you understand the culture of your customers, because your customers are from different countries, from different nations. Of course, they have different cultures, and you have to understand that. And how will you understand each other? If you have a common language, if you have a lingua franca, which is English. Okay. And you will enhance your creativity and cognitive skills. Of course. Okay. Your creativity will be improved because of the language. Okay. So the source here is from betranslated.com. Okay. And Professor Neely again said, Noe, can you read? Can you read what Professor Neely said?
Right, ma'am. Having business level fluency in English means that you are capable of conducting business in English without needing someone else to translate or to interpret words for you. You are able to have conversations with co-workers, management, clients, and suppliers, as well as being able to read company documents and read and write emails.
Okay, thank you very much, Noe. Okay, so why did Professor Neely say that? Because we have a lot of global companies now, right? From different countries. So if you know the lingua franca, it will be very easy for you to converse with other people from other countries, whether they be clients, whether suppliers, okay? Your colleagues, it will be very easy. And you don't need someone to translate or interpret for you. Did you get it? Okay. English is the language of pop culture. You know what pop culture is, right? JC. You know, this is our subject right before. And also Ma'am Nor. Could you go on cam, JC? I want to see you.
Ito, ma'am. Can you see me?
There.
We go.
Very good.
Yes.
You know
All right,
pop
ma'am.
culture, right?
Yes. On some point.
At some
But
point.
nevertheless, ma'am, correct me if I'm wrong. Pop culture is the, how can I say this on, I'll speak in English, ma'am. I'll try my best to speak in English.
Very good, very good.
Sa Tagalog kasi, ma'am, eh. Nevertheless, no, pop culture is something that almost everyone can relate, especially the young generation, wherein specific types of trends are being, how can I say that, are being manifested through ways of speaking, through ways of fashion, through ways of art, at the same time through ways of music, wherein people can vibe at the same time, relate to such matter. Basically, these are, we use this term trending. I think that it's one of the most abused words that's related to pop culture. Did I get it right, Miss Marissa?
Yes, very good, very good. So what is trending? What the fad, mainstream, okay? So it defines an era, it defines an age. It's what the masses are consuming, okay? So can you give examples of popular culture in our country or your country if you're from another country? Who wants to try? You unmute, Jace. Are you okay? You
Yes,
unmute.
ma'am. Ma'am
Yes.
Marissa, I give one. Keep the
Yes.
ball rolling. One of the pop cultures that we have in the Philippines is actually this is funny, but we are aligned with K-pop or specifically K or Korean culture, wherein we are imbibing the Korean music, the Korean telenovelas. At the same time, we also have a version of that. If we have K-pop, we have on the musical side, the OPM or original Filipino music.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Who else wants to try? Diane. Are you there, Diane? Oh, where did Diane go? Who wants to try? Kelaine? Do you want to try, Kelaine? You unmute yourself. What is trending? What is the fad? What is popular now? What's popular in our culture? If you take the taxi, what do you use?
Booking app.
Yes, you book. Okay, what is that? What is that app?
Grab.
Grab. Yes. Very good, Kelaine. Okay, what about Julius?
Yes po.
Can you give an example of pop culture?
Currently the trending today is Netflix, the Netflix show called Squid Game. Apparently.
Yeah. Yes, Netflix. Oh, I'm guilty of that. I always watch Netflix. And Squid Game. Who watched Squid Game aside from Julius?
Yeah.
Did you finish it already? Okay, thank you, Julius, for that good answer. Okay, so why are we discussing about pop culture and the role of English in this? Of course, in global companies, in global corporations, okay, during break time, of course, what will they discuss, right? What will they discuss? They'll discuss about pop culture. And if you don't know about pop culture, what will happen to you? What will happen? You will feel, will you feel that you belong?
Out of place.
Of course, you will feel out of place, right? Okay, so if you know English, you can understand English, then you'll be able to know about popular culture. Did you get it? Okay. And you will not be ostracized. You will not be isolated from the others. Okay. Next. English can enhance your resume. Is this true? How will it enhance your resume?
I can attest to that, Ma'am Marissa.
Ah, very good. Okay, okay. What is it, JC?
Actually, ma'am, just like you said a while ago about the TOEIC or the test of English proficiency, it's one of the things that are very important, especially if you're going to apply abroad. One factor is that some companies, I really agree with that, they check your level of English proficiency. As far as I know, there are like 5 levels in the TOEIC exam that that discuss about it's like, let's say on a rate of 1 to 5, 1 will be the beginner, 5 will be like the expert or native in English language. How, luckily, with the help of Ma'am Marissa and her expertise during the college days. No, what is that, Ma'am? I have the one of the highest, which is like 3 points higher.
Wow,
I reached the
really,
quota for the
really.
no,
I'm
I
so
reached the
happy.
quota for the master, native master like that. I got the opportunity to work with currently in my work as a communications officer. But before prior during the application, I tried going to multinational companies, especially in the emergency services. They really prefer individuals who can speak English because that area was well, I was applying for was actually in Abu Dhabi and the same time in Bahrain. They like prefer Filipinos to speak English.
Wow, I'm so proud of you, JC. Who else has had an experience just like JC's? Julius, do you have that experience? Or Lay? No way. What about the others? You can unmute if you want to say something, okay? Okay, so English can really enhance your resume, okay? Because a lot of employers are checking if you are what, if you are very good in communicating, okay? You'll see every time there's a hiring, what will you see in the qualifications? Good communication skills, right? And what do we mean by good communication skills? You have to know how to speak the lingua franca. You have to know how to speak the language. You have to have the verbal skills, right? Aside from the people skills, the management skills, the technical skills, you have to know the business language, which is English. Okay. Next, English will expand your career opportunities. You can what? You can fish for a lot of careers if your resume is really good. And that includes good communication skills, good language skills. Okay. English will also make your work life more enjoyable. Why? Because you can understand the jokes. If you know the popular culture, you'll understand the jokes. Imagine being left out if you don't know the jokes, right? And if you'll be asked by your boss, okay, your manager, to do an email, okay, or to make a correspondence, to make an accident report, for example, or an incident report, or to make a business plan, and you know the business language, your life will become what? Easy, because you know how to do those things. You know technical writing, right? And if you want to get promoted, learn the language. Why? Because there are companies who require their employees to be very good at English. Okay, and it's one of the criteria. So it's a surefire way to get promoted. English can erect bridges across cultures, border, and time zones, which is very, very true. Okay, if you know the English language, you know the business language, which is English, you'll be able to understand the culture of different countries. You'll be able to to transcend the borders, the time zones. And what? English is the language of politics, right? How will the countries understand each other? Of course, there should be a common language, a lingua franca, which is English, okay? So that peace will, what? Will prevail. Imagine if you can't understand each other, what will happen? There will be what? There will be chaos. Who wants to say something? I heard someone unmuting himself. Who wants to say something about this? Okay, so the English is very, very important for nations to understand each other, right? Because nations have different what? Ideologies, right? So in order to understand, to have a common ground, you have to know the language. Okay. So we keep on saying English could help you in communicating effectively. Okay. So this is very, very important. Communication. Communication in the organization, communication in the workplace is very, very important in order to have productivity, right? In order to have peace of mind, in order to have teamwork. English used to communicate is very, very important. Okay. The founder of and CEO of Enguru, which is an app, okay, an English app, said, English is not just a medium of communication. It is more of a life skill. Imagine that English is now a life skill. Okay, you need it to survive in this global economy, right? Who could read this? The next one. Kelaine, could you read?
English communication skills can save lives.
Who wants to explain that? I'm sure you know how to explain that. JC. JC is good, is very good at
All right.
saving lives.
Ma'am, I explained that.
Yes.
I agree that in a first century workplace, it's because English communication skills can save lives.
Okay, while you're thinking, I'll give you an example. In the navigation industry, navigation in the aerospace industry, okay, the pilots, they have to what? They have to understand English in order to understand each other. Imagine what will happen if they can't understand each other. What will happen? There will be accidents, right? There will be accidents in hospitals. For example, there are hospitals abroad where there are migrants, right? Migrants. Imagine if they cannot speak in English, and they met an accident. It would be very, very difficult to what? It would be very difficult to understand each other, right? Instead of what? Instead of administering the proper medicine for that person, but if you can't understand each other, what will happen? death may what? Death may occur, right? Injuries may occur because of that. But if that person can speak in English, it will be a breeze, right? Diagnosing will be a breeze. Okay, JC, you were raising your hand.
I agree with that, ma'am. At the same time, I think our friends from Ra Sulaiman, especially on the side of emergency services, can agree with that. Especially, remember last time, communicating with Korean patients, it's kind of hard because especially Korean and non-English speaking Chinese patients, they have difficulty in understanding English. They insist of speaking in Mandarin. So having the typical in the Filipino, like Baroque English, like where hurt? This hurt? Ow, ow. This hurt? Ow? No, that ow? Okay. It's hard to understand. So it's basically you have to reenact or direct a specific body part and
you use nonverbal communication.
Yes, nonverbal communication. You have to observe where they are having pain or where they're having complaints. I remember my friend of mine also have that a severe car crash, a bus crash involving 21 Koreans. They're all fine. However, they have to transport one Korean patient. They have difficulty in speaking Korean. So a friend of mine can speak a bit of Korean, but they cannot understand each other. They're trying to make sense of what happened, and then she started asking, do you have other more complaints? The Korean like, there were no subtitles during those times. That's all, Ma'am Marissa.
Did it take you a long time? Did it take you a long time?
Yeah, my friend did take a long time. I was actually in that time on dispatch. So she was frustrated that telling me na, hey, I'm dispatched to this patient who's Korean. We cannot understand each other.
So can you see the difficulty if you have a hard time speaking in English? Okay, Diane, do you want to add?
So hello. So kanina, sorry, wala ako. Nag-CR po ako. So I agree, English communication skills can save lives. So dagdag lang dun sa sinabi ni LCPJC. So as a Rotaractor, we really need to have this English communication skills. So as we all know, we also have an international partnership. So how can we communicate or interact with them if we don't have this, if we don't have a bit of knowledge about the English? So yun. So and yun nga, dito kasi sa amin, we are conducting a Red Cross Youth under the Rotaract Club of Carmona. So yun, how can you save lives, or how can you introduce yourself to an English person or a foreigner if you're going to help them or giving them an aid or first aid when you are already a part of Red Cross Youth. So of course, you need to know the English skills, or you need to have a bit of knowledge of expressing yourself in English language on how they will understand you. So hindi naman pwede na sasabihin mo, ako si Dayan, ganito, ganyan, ganyan. Paano, how can they recognize you if you can introduce yourself in a simple English? So, yun po.
Very good sharing, Diane. Thank you so much. Ellie is raising his hand. Okay, let's hear from Ellie.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon po.
Good
So,
afternoon.
clear naman po ako. Rinig po ako, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. I just want to add dun sa sinabi rin ni Sir JC. So I think English communication skills can save lives because sometimes there are words that can't be translated into our native language. So for example, chair and translated as salumpuet or something, especially in a medical team or in a background like the profession of Sir JC. So there are things that cannot be described or it's hard to describe when it comes to English. So I think, yeah, English communication skills can save lives. Po.
Very good, Ellie. Thank you so much.
You.
Who else wants to share? Okay, so let's move forward. Okay. The pandemic speeded up globalization of labor markets, thus the need to learn English. Okay, what are we using nowadays, because of the pandemic? Anyone wants to answer that? Anyone? What are we using now? We're always at home, right?
The online platform.
Yes. We're always using the online platform, right? And what companies are thriving now? What companies are thriving?
Amazon.
Amazon, yes, Amazon.
Our favorite, Lazada.
Lazada, yes. What else? What else?
Zoom.
Zoom. So can you see? Because of this, we're what? Transcending borders. We're transcending borders. With just a click, with just a short click, we could reach anyone around the world, right? Anyone. We could what? We could order. We could order things we want online with just a click. So labor markets are globalized, okay? And because of that, we need the lingua franca, which is English. Otherwise, what? You'll have misunderstandings, you'll have miscommunication. For example, you ordered this, and what will arrive is what? The wrong order, because you were not able to understand each other. You did not speak the lingua franca. Did you get it? Okay. Okay. So what describes the 21st century workplace? Okay. In the 21st century workplace, we need what? We need all these skills. You can see on the screen: collaboration skills, critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, digital and technical skills. And all of these skills are what? They're being complemented with the lingua franca, English. So English complements the 21st century skills. In problem solving, for example, your company is diverse, meaning it's composed of people from different countries. How can you solve a problem if you don't speak the language, if you don't speak the business language, right? How can you close a deal? How can you close a deal if you can't understand each other? I remember I read somewhere about, this happened in France, okay? They went to France in order to meet with clients, thinking that the clients are speaking the lingua franca. The problem is when they arrived there, they cannot speak the business language. So what happened? They were not able to close the deal. Imagine going to another country and not closing the deal, spending a lot and not closing the deal, right? How can you be creative if you don't know the language? How can you do critical thinking if you have a hard time speaking the language, right? Okay. Do you want to add? So we have this senior training manager in TDS Global Solutions. Okay. Diane, could you read?
So having a workforce that is proficient in English is no longer a luxury. It is now a necessity. Apart from technical skills, it is needed in the workplace, a workplace that is expanding as a globalization and technological innovation accelerates.
Okay, thank you very much, Diane. Okay, so it says here, English is no longer a luxury. It is needed. It's a necessity. It's very important you learn the language. Okay, and a while ago we said English is a life skill, right? You need it to survive, especially if you belong to a company that is very diverse with people from different cultures, from different nations. Did you get it? And technology, imagine technology is what? Very rapid. It's always changing. It's always advancing. And you need that. You need to cope, right? To cope with the changes. Okay. Other reasons why English is important in the 21st century workplace. English is the language of science and technology. If you'll check the internet, a lot of studies there, a lot of research are what? Written in English. A big percentage of the knowledge you can see in the internet is what? In English. Okay, the scientists, our researchers, they have to know English in order to understand each other. How will they be able to collaborate with each other if they can't understand each other? Did you get that? Right? And next, English is used by major international media outlets. Can you think of a media outlet? A big one. What media outlets are you watching or listening to? Julius, can you think of a media outlet using English?
YouTube. Okay.
YouTube, a lot of videos in YouTube are what? In English. Very good. You have BBC News, right? It's a giant. It's a giant media outlet. BBC News, CNN. What other news outlets are you watching or reading? What outlets do we have here in the Philippines? Media. Okay, JC.
Our favorite, goodnewspilipinas.com.
Yes, Good News Pilipinas. Ma'am Angie Quadra Balibay.
The heart of the Filipino triumph and success.
Yes. You have to watch Good News, watch and read Good News Pilipinas. Okay. If you want to have good vibes, if you want to know the goodness in the world, you have to go there. Good News Pilipinas. Okay. You have Inquirer, right? Who reads Inquirer or who goes online? Checking Inquirer. You have Philippine Star, right? What are they using? Are they using Filipino? Are they using Filipino? They're using the business language, which is English. Okay. The third one, English will open the world of entertainment for you. Is this correct? Okay, so is everyone nodding their head? Yes, okay. So a wonderful world of entertainment awaits you. Just like what Julius said, YouTube. How can you understand YouTube if you don't know the business language, right? Apart from your native tongue, right? Netflix, music, the arts, the books, all the things that can entertain you. Most of them are what? Produced using English. Okay. And next, English will provide you greater access to knowledge, just like in the internet, because what? Most of the things that are written there are in English. Okay. The books that we have, the journals that we have, most of them are written in English. Okay. The last one, you'll have access to world-class education systems and establishments. How is this? If you are very good with our lingua franca, with the lingua franca, okay, it will be easy for you to what? To go to Harvard, to go to Stanford, okay, to go to the Ivy League schools. If you are very good, if you're very proficient in English, right? Here in the Philippines, you could go to different schools, the top schools, right? If you know the language. This one, who wants this?
Lahat po.
So everyone wants this. Okay, your chances of making more bucks, right? A fatter paycheck. Why? Because your promotion, you'll get promoted easily if you know the language. Okay, because that's a requirement in the promotion. And if they see that you are what? You are very good with your communication skills, you're very good with the language, the manager or the bosses will notice you, and it will be easy for you to get to go up the rung, to go up the ladder. Did you get it? And here's the proof. Okay, this is from ICF Monitor, ICEF Monitor, and EF Education First. Okay, this is a data from World Bank, although it's not updated. I was looking for the updated one, but this is the latest. Okay, so you can see as you go high, if you're very, very proficient, you could see that you'll earn a lot. Can you see it? You'll earn a lot. But if you go very low, your proficiency is very low, you'll only get this much, right? 6,424 US dollars, or in pesos here in our country. Okay, convert that. So if you are very well versed with the language, you'll get a fatter paycheck. Okay? I'm sure everybody wants that, right? Okay. Do you agree that learning English is a smart investment? After hearing all these things. Yes, okay. So English, learning the English language, learning the lingua franca is a very smart investment in our global economy. Okay. And this is from a business school, Halt and EF Corporate Education. Okay. Greg, could you read it? Could you read it for me?
English proficiency has never been higher, and therefore it's becoming a crucial skill to remain competitive. Professionals need to connect with colleagues and customers, yet many of them are being left behind.
Okay, thank you very much, Greg. Okay, do you want to be left behind? Do you want to be left behind? If you want to get left behind, then don't learn English. But if you want to progress, to develop, you have to learn the language, okay? In order to be competitive, okay? Competition, you know that competition is very tough, right? In our world today. So if you know the language, or if you're very proficient in English, you already have an edge. Did you get that? You have an edge over the other candidates. Okay. And this is from founder and CEO Koya Katie Button. Okay. Carl, could you read it for me? Is Carl there? Carl Bugarin? Oh, I think Carl is not there. What about John Dominic? John Dominic?
Yes, ma'am.
There, okay. John Dominic, can you unmute yourself? Could you read it for me?
Yes, ma'am. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are principal essential to success in today's business environment. A recent McKinsey study showed that the companies that have higher diversity leadership teams and boards experience 30% more success than those that don't. These findings demonstrated a direct correlation between a gender, racial, and ethnic diversity and better financial performance.
Okay, thank you very much, John Dominic. Okay, so what does this say? What is Katie saying? She's saying that if an organization is diverse, what will happen? There will be better financial performance, more earnings, more revenue for the company. Okay, because she discovered here that what? If the leadership and the boards are what? Are composed of people from different nations, okay, they'll experience more success. Imagine that. Okay. Okay, could you relate to this? Have you read this before? I'm sure you read this before, right? The Philippines slid down to the 27th place from 20th place in 2019. Okay. But despite this, the English proficiency of the Filipinos is still what? High. The score is 562 out of 700. And the test results were based on what? 2.2 million adults that were tested from 100 countries and territories. But do you think this is good?
Ma'am, is it because we're not getting, it's not that we're not getting worse, it's that others are getting better?
Yeah, maybe you can say that. Yes, yes. Others are getting better. Yes. We could also say that. But there are also other reasons, right? Because for 3 years, I think 3 years, there's a downward trend. I hope next year it will go up, not down.
Because the score is not that bad, to be honest.
Yeah, it's not that bad, but for 3 years, 3 consecutive years, there's a downward trend. That's why
But
there are
if that's
companies. Yes, Julius. Go on.
if it's happening for 3 consecutive years, then that's a bad one.
Yes. It's a cause for concern. Although English proficiency is still high, it's a cause for concern, right? Right? Okay. So here you can see from the Education First English Proficiency Index. Okay. So Netherlands got the highest. Can you see it? Sorry for the very small fonts. Okay. So Netherlands, next is Denmark, Finland, Sweden, Norway, Austria, Portugal, Germany, Belgium, Singapore, which is the 10th place, in the 10th place, Luxembourg and South Africa, all very high. For the high rating, we have Croatia, Hungary, Serbia, Poland, Romania, Switzerland, Czech Republic, Bulgaria, Greece, Kenya, Slovakia, Lithuania, Estonia, Argentina, and next is Philippines, France, and then Latvia. Surprisingly, France is 28th. Okay. And then moderate, we have Malaysia. Okay. South Korea is 32, 32nd. Hong Kong, 33. China, 38. Macau, China is 45th. See? And for the low, Japan is on the 55th place. India, 50th. I hope next year will be better for us. Okay. Can you say that you are proficient in English? Are you proficient in English? And are you fluent in English? Who can say he is or she is proficient in English? Or he or she is fluent in English? Raise your hand. Are you being humble? Ah, okay, very good, JC. Yes. Very good. Oh, Greg also. Very good. Very good. Yes. Who else? Who else? Who else? Well, I guess you're just being humble, right? Okay, so let's see. So what is proficiency? If you master the language, you are proficient. But when we say mastering the language, it means you are good with the 4 skills, okay? You are good at reading, writing, listening, speaking. And you understand the grammatical rules, the logic, the sentence structures, okay? You have a very good ability to communicate in the lingua franca. And this is more formal, okay? But when it comes to fluency, let's see. What is fluency? Okay. It means that you are comfortable with the language. You can easily talk in English, okay? You're comfortable with it. And the manner is casual. It is natural, more natural. But it is less formal, okay? And you can speak and be understood by natives, okay? and you can form sentences, easy for you, right? But with fluency, you're not very strict with the English grammatical rules. Okay. So that's different with being proficient, and you talk with a flow. Okay, so now can you determine the difference between fluency and proficiency? Is it clear? No, eh?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Good, good. Okay. Diane, yes?
Yes po, ma'am.
And
Yes.
Kelaine? Very good. What about the others? It will be good if I could see your faces. If you go on cam, don't be shy. Okay. So what are the English proficiency levels? So we have the beginner, elementary, intermediate, upper intermediate, advanced, proficient. There are different labels, okay, for the proficiency. There are different labels depending on the what? Depending on the type of exam, type of test, okay? There are different labels. These are not the only labels, the only levels. The other tests, they have a different terminology. They have different terminologies for the proficiency levels. Did you get it? Clear? Okay. Next. So these are the proficiency tests, okay? You have the IELTS, International English Language Testing System, the TOEFL, Test of English as a Foreign Language, PTE, Pearson Test of English. We have Duolingo English Test, and the TOEIC that was mentioned a while ago by JC, Test of English for International Communication. Okay. I won't delve into the details, okay? Because the webinar is more on the importance of the language, okay? Excuse me. Do you have the right mindset to learn English? Who can claim that he or she has the right mindset to learn English? John Dominic, do you have the right mindset?
Yes, I think. It is really needed to us, especially from Rotaract leaders around the district.
Thank you. Very good. What about the others? Can you say that you have the right mindset for this? Who wants to answer? Ellie?
Hello, ma'am. Yes, po,
Yes.
ma'am.
You have the right
Yes.
mindset. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm happy to hear that. What about JM? Excuse me. Do you have the right mindset, JM? I can see Jong. Jong. Do you want to speak? Jong? Joy? Is Joy there? Okay. So why am I asking you this? What is the right mindset to learn English? When we say the right mindset, it means you are not afraid to commit mistakes. You are not embarrassed to speak the language, even if there are errors in what you are saying. So do you have that right mindset? Because there are people who feel shy, who feel embarrassed because they think they cannot speak the language.
Ma'am, mind if I share a story about that?
Okay, very good. Yes.
No, kasi back in college, no, in La Saldasma, I can
Oh,
say
you're from La Saldasma?
yes po.
Oh.
I have the silver tongue, but I don't think I can articulate it better. So what happened was I was um, speaking with two people who came from Manila to Dasma, and they were making fun of me for not really articulating English well. Then by the years went by, I kind of got used to how I speak right now today. No. If the difference back then, no, to now is significantly high.
Oh, really? You're good at speaking, Julius.
Mm-mm. Yeah, I can pride myself with that moment, no, because of what I went through. But I got through the embarrassment. No? They laughed at me on no, not articulating the sentences well. No, but you have to go through with it at the very least. No, on my account, no, since I am better at it back then. If someone tries to speak English with me, speak the language, I'd allow it. No, I'd probably not make fun of it back when my classmates were to me. So, okay. Ayun lang po.
Wow. Thank you very much for sharing your experience, Julius. So can you see that? Those people who made fun of Julius had the what? Did they have the right mindset? They have the wrong mindset. Very wrong mindset. Okay. Do not make fun of people committing mistakes. Okay. The important thing is they're trying to speak, they're trying to practice speaking the lingua franca, speaking the business language. Okay. And instead of making fun of them, instead of laughing at them, what? You have to help them. If you are good at speaking, if you are good in English, help them. Help them hurdle the language. Okay. So that you'll be able to understand each other well. You'll be able to communicate well. Communicate more effectively. Who else has similar experience with Julius? Were you able to experience that, where people laughed at you because you committed a mistake in your grammar, maybe in your pronunciation? No one? I keep emphasizing that to my students because I had students, students from different countries like Japan, Korea, Italy, from Europe, from Malaysia, from Indonesia, from Vietnam. So I had students from those countries. Okay, I keep telling them, just practice, practice, practice speaking, expose yourself. Watch a lot of English movies, good English movies. Watch the English news in order to what? Immerse yourself in the lingua franca, in the language. If you won't do that, excuse me, if you won't do that, of course, what will happen? You won't get used to the language, right? If you won't speak the language, if you won't practice, if you'll keep on speaking the vernacular, there will come a time that what? You'll find yourself, oh, I cannot speak the language anymore. I'm not that good at speaking anymore. I had that experience myself before. So I told my sister, oh, let's speak in English, straight English. Okay. If we utter a Filipino word, let's pay up. 10 pesos for every Filipino word uttered. So what? What happened after that? Oh, we got used to the language, right? We got used to the language. Because I was already scared because I found myself, deteriorating when it came to the lingua franca. Okay. So we have Stuart Connor, Pearson. Remember the PTE a while ago, the test, Pearson. Okay, the PTE test. So Stuart said this. Who else? Lala. Lala, could you read it for me, Lala? If Lala is not there, is Lay there? Lay? Not there. Okay, John Dominic, could you read it for me?
English is the key ingredient for a successful career. English enables communication and teamwork as a necessary factor for teams to function effectively. And if you are certified as English proficient, you're more likely to be employed. You'll have more opportunities to unlock and to progress.
Okay, thank you very much, John Dominic. Okay, so what is Stuart Connor saying? He is saying that if you want to achieve success, you have to learn the language. Okay. If you want to function effectively in a team, you have to learn the language. You have to be certified. How will you be certified? You have to take the test. Okay. A lot of companies now, global companies, giant companies, they let their employees go to English courses. They pay for them. Okay. So that their employees would be very proficient in English because they know that it will be to their advantage. The company will progress. The company will develop if they will invest in their employees, in their people, in their workforce. Okay. So if you want more opportunities, you have to what? You have to put effort, to put energy, to put time, more time in learning the English language. Did you get it? Okay. So that'll be the last. Okay. And please, if you like my webinar, hope you'll be able to subscribe to my YouTube channel, English Learners Here. And I also have a Facebook page. I hope to see you there in both platforms. Okay, I hope you learned something from me. Okay, thank you very much. Back to Diane and Noe and JC.
All right. Thank you, Ma'am Marissa, for a wonderful and very informative discussion po. I learned a lot po, especially in English.
I hope you learned a lot, Noe.
Yes po, ma'am. Noted po lahat.
Really? Thank you so much.
Okay po. So now let's proceed to our question and answer portion po, ma'am. Are you ready for a question and answer portion?
Okay.
Okay po, ma'am. So, anyone po na meron po tayong question, you can chat here in our chat box para po ma-address po natin sa ating speaker and we will discuss it. But
can I stop sharing now?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay.
All right. Earlier, some participants sent a question to add to our guest speaker. So please allow me to read this question. Okay, from LCP Greg, this is the question, Ma'am Marissa.
Okay.
I used to teach in an inclusive school for boys. Alright, ma'am, nawala ako. Ayan, ma'am. Sorry, nawala po ako dun sa isa kong account. Okay, I'll repeat the question po, ma'am.
Yes,
So,
go ahead.
this is from LCP Greg. This is the question po, ma'am.
Okay.
So, I used to teach in an exclusive school for boys, and our only mean of communication is English. Students there got allowed to failing grades in Filipino, and sad to say that they were not even able to see the importance of Filipino language. The question is, how do we continue to promote speaking English while not compromising our national language?
Okay. I also had the same problem with my nephews and nieces. Had the same problem. Okay. They excelled in other subjects, but they failed, not really failed, but their grade is really horrible in Filipino. Okay. So I have two nieces. Okay. Before we talk to them in pure English, but the problem is it's to their disadvantage. It's to their disadvantage. That's why with my nephew, the younger one, we tried talking to him in Filipino and English. Filipino and English. So now he could understand Filipino and also English. Did I answer your question, Greg?
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. That would be a good way to address such issue.
Yes.
Thank you po.
Yes. Thank you for the question.
Another question po, ma'am. For, another question, ma'am.
On government
This
offices.
is the question po. It's speaking English applicable to government offices, or it's possible to make it practice on government offices that those not face customers or common people.
It's applicable also to government offices. Why? Because in government offices, there will be times that you will accept visitors from different countries, and you have to talk to them in the lingua franca, in English. Okay. For the other positions in the government, it will also be to their advantage if they try speaking in English. Okay. Not at all times, but sometimes it would be good to practice speaking in English so that they won't forget the nuances of the language. Right? Did I answer your question? Greg, you're okay. I thought you're raising your hand, Greg. Any more questions?
Another question from LCP Dominic po. This is the question po. If English is the language of politics now, what is your insight for those presidential aspirants for election 2022?
Sorry, I have to ask.
Parang nakakatakot to sagutin, Ma'am Marissa.
Okay.
Relevant.
It will be good. It will be good if the aspirants are good at speaking in English, but if they're not that fluent, if they're not that proficient, it's okay because the Filipinos, they can understand you if you'll speak in the vernacular, right? As long as you are as long as you have the moral ascendancy, as long as you have the qualifications, okay, of becoming a leader, why not? Right? Even if you're not that proficient in the lingua franca. But it would be very good if you are proficient in the lingua franca. Did I answer your question, Dominic?
Expect what I know, you know. Thank you, ma'am.
So, any question po from our participant? I think wala na po nagsisend ng ating questions. LCP Dayan, do you have any question?
Nag-iisip nga ako, pero wala na akong matanong. I think na-supply na sa akin lahat ni ma'am, lahat ng knowledge na kailangan ko malaman. So therefore, I don't have any questions. Nag-iisip ako, parang wala naman akong tanong.
Ang dilim ko na dito, ma'am, actually. So, that's enough po, I think. All right. So now let's proceed to our awarding of certificate of recognition to our guest speaker. Thank you, Ma'am Marissa, for being our guest speaker for today or for tonight. So please, allocation first. Okay. So Rotaract Club of Carmona, Rotaract Club of Cavite Aguinaldo, Rotary International District 3810 Philippines present this certificate of appreciation to Miss Marissa Balidoy for sharing her expertise as a resource speaker in Project Know-E, Know and Execute with the topic Communication Speak, Share, Pay Attention, and Engage to Acquire Knowledge, given this 90th day of September 2021 via Zoom app. Signed by our life-changing president of Rotaract Club of Carmona, LCP Diana Rose Peralta-Rivera, and life-changing president of Rotaract Club of Cavite Aguinaldo, LCP Christian Santos.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much for the certificate.
May question pa po kayo kay...
Photo op po tayo kay ma'am.
Ayan.
Ma'am muna.
Tayong
kasama ka na yung certificate, no? Tapos yung group na tayo.
Alright. If may question pa po tayo, may daming platform si Ma'am Marissa para i-raise natin yung question natin. Para mapapadalas na po ako sa site niyo, Ma'am Marissa, sa inyong YouTube channel.
Please, Noe. Thank you very much.
Ma'am, count me po.
I want to add that when it comes to opportunities, okay, I was able to become the representative of the Philippines in Singapore because of that. Wow. I was chosen in a leadership seminar, okay, because of the edge, because of I can speak the lingua franca. And I'm sure that you'll have those types of opportunities if you will exert effort in learning the business language. And inform me, update me once that happens.
Yes po, ma'am. Subscriber na po.
Thank you, Noe.
All right.
Oh, really? Thank you so much.
No, where you can share pa last yung certificate. Hindi ako napag-take ng picture kay ma'am. Para mag-proceed na tayo sa photo op. Ayan.
Okay.
Ayan. So ma'am, take photo po with your certificate. Yan. So papadala na lang po namin once na naka-ayos na po with frame. So 1, 2, 3, smile po. Ayan. Thank you. So I think we are all ready for our photo op. Para naman sa mga participants. nakasama natin at the end of the session. Ayan. Ayan. So, can we open our cam? So, hello, Jelina, Joy, Judy of Rock Asiana, Manila. I-hi mo naman kami kay Ding Dong. So, ayan. So, LCPJM, yan. So, thank you. If you have the opportunity to open your cam, please open your cam for our photo op. Ayan. Ayan, sige.
Good to see your beautiful faces and handsome faces.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Life-changing smile. 1. Life-changing. Mag-life-changing pose po tayo. Ganito siya, ma'am. Ganyan. Tapos, ganyan.
Like
Samahan
this?
niyo po. Yes, then...
Left or right?
Right po.
All right.
Ay, left. Sorry.
Left.
Sa left po. Left na dibdib po. Yan. Okay, so... 1, 2, 3. Life-changing smile. Okay, so thank you. So, Noe, you may now proceed. Kausap ata si Noe. Okay, so to officially close this program, may we call again the LCP of Rotaract Club of Cavite Aguinaldo for his closing remarks.
All right, thank you, CP Dan. You can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for joining this event. This one was another momentous webinar that all of us has been craving and dreaming of. Especially this is about improving our career and understanding that English is another opportunity, another life skill that we can transcend in terms of our career, ourselves, and even down to our service to our communities. At the same time, to our families, and most of all for our country. I really do appreciate everyone for joining this webinar, and I hope that you stay tuned. Just like I said before, that we're gonna be giving away much more programs like this that you can really indulge, at the same time share with your friends, families, and colleagues at work, at school, and even in our organizations. We hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to see you all next time. I hope everyone will have a great weekend today. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, LCPJC Santos. So yun nga, gaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, know and execute. After knowing the topics, the concept na shinare sa atin kanina ni ma'am, let's execute it. As a student, a young professional, as a teacher, yan, as a Rotaractor, of course. Yan, execute all the learnings that we learn earlier. Yan. So thank you everyone, and to officially close this program, yours for the adjournment, let's call again the LCP of Cavite Aguinaldo and yours truly, Diana Rose Peralta-Rivera, for the adjournment. Okay. Go LCP. Christian, JC.
Take the lead. That's it, Diana. Go ahead.
As the life-changing president of the Rotaract Club of Carmona, sponsoring by the Rotary Club of Carmona, District 3810, Philippines, I now call this Project NOE, Communication Speak, with the title of The Importance of English in Workplace, Adjourn.
I second the motion.
Yay! Thank you po, ma'am. Thank you po.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Congrats, guys.